What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And today, it's this. The Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus, the flagship of flagships from Huawei. Yes, this 6.9-inch behemoth is the best that Huawei have to offer, but, as always, there are some caveats. Let's go. Now, before we dig into the full specifications of the device and I give you my first impressions, let's unbox it. Now, of course, you can pick up the Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus and other Huawei devices at the Average Dad Tech Store. I will not be beat on delivery times and price. So go ahead and check that out if you're looking for a new smartphone, anything from Vivo, Xiaomi, yeah, you know the script. Now, inside the box, you obviously get the device. You get a SIM ejection tool with a clear TPU case. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of the clear TPU cases, but I guess it offers, well, actually, there's no side protection. There's some protection here. The chances of me using this case, or to be honest, any case, are zero. Also, you get your manuals, USB-A to USB-C cable, and a power brick with dual ports, USB-C and USB-A included. Now, you are going to need an adapter if you live in the US, UK or Europe. This is the international Chinese version, but a simple cheap adapter and they will get both ports working at the full 100 watts wired charging. And again, we'll talk about specs later and battery size, but now let's show you the pièce de résistance, the actual phone. Now, spoiler alert, I'm sure you already know this. I have opened and used this phone for over a week now, set it all up, and yeah, again, I'll give you my impressions soon. But for right now, let's talk the subjective area, which is design. And in my humble, honest opinion, I obviously love this. It's a centered camera bump, not too huge, although it does stick out quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But in this black with kind of gold accents, it's not textured, it is a smooth back, but I think this colour looks phenomenal. Now, there are other colours, including a cyan one, which is like a green, and that leads me nicely on to the next important part about my Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus series. You are used to seeing me, an experienced Chinese ROM user, use the Huawei and set it up so that it has full Google support. WhatsApp, YouTube, Google Maps, all that good stuff. Yes, banking apps, and I'll talk about that soon. But what I want to show you is a layman's, a newbie's perspective of the Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus. So, Average Dad Tech Store's employee James, one of my best friends in the world, also received the Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus, the cyan colour, and he has been documenting his progress from taking photos, then trying to figure out how to actually get the photos from the device onto your computer without Google. The full setup, the full trials and tribulations, I will be posting that video very, very soon. So if that sounds interesting, if you think that's a good idea on this channel, please leave a comment down below and smash like if that sounds good to you. So you're getting my first impressions and the full spec breakdown, but you're also going to get James' long-term impressions and living with a Huawei device in 2024. Now, that's enough about that. Let's talk full specifications. As mentioned, this is the most flagship Huawei you can buy, and it's a beast. 6.9-inch, 120Hz, full HD plus resolution. Yes, not quad HD, which is slightly disappointing, but to the naked eye, you're never really going to notice. But trust me, videos, whatever you're watching on this thing, looks absolutely incredible. As you can see here, YouTube works with no issues whatsoever, logged into my Average Dad account. And of course there is a slight interruption here with the cameras, however they are quite well hidden. I do prefer these three little hole punch cameras to the dynamic island from iPhone. And it's important on an Android device we've got these because this does offer 3D face unlock like Honor. You can unlock your banking apps using this and any other secure apps. You don't have to use your fingerprint. And actually that brings me on to the next difference of the Mate 70 Pro Plus. The fingerprint unlock. Yes, there is no under display fingerprint. It is side mounted here. And it works as expected. First time, every time, no issues whatsoever. And it did take a few seconds or minutes to get used to because my daily driver is the Vivo X200 Pro, which has one of the best ultrasonic fingerprint sensors in the game. But now that I've been using a Huawei for over a week, see, I actually just done it there, shooting myself in the foot, but now I've been using it for a week, yeah, I don't mind the side-mounted fingerprint sensor. In terms of security, I'm not sure if this is more secure or less secure than ultrasonic. I'm going to say probably less, but with that 3D face unlock, you are getting full secure banking apps and face unlock features. In terms of other specifications, build quality-wise, Huawei have not gone for the full flat panel display. They have slightly squared off the edges. However, there is a tiny water drop effect here, so it's like a little curve, but nothing too drastic. All corners are curved though. I love the thin bezels of this device. I love this 6.9 inch panel. It feels super wide in the hands, but not to the point where it's uncomfortable. If you can see the side by side with the Vivo, which is 6.78 inches. Let me just do this. You can see there is slightly more here. It is a wider phone. In terms of height, it is also slightly taller, but nothing too dramatic. Now, in terms of protection, this is full IP69 water and dust resistance. So not only can you take it swimming up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes, you can also jet wash your phone. This is a new thing for like the latter stages of 2024. From the OnePlus 13 to other devices, it seems to be that jet washing is now protected. I'm not sure who's jet washing their phones, but have at it. Other protection is Huawei's latest Kunlun glass version 2, which is meant to be the toughest glass on the planet. I am not that channel, folks. I will not be throwing this against a wall or running it over with a tank. Just ain't going to happen. I already rock no case, so I don't want to take extra risks. That would just be silly. And let's talk cameras, because at the end of the day, your Mate series devices are camera focused, and I am all for it. It's a triple camera setup. The wide angle lens is one of the only one in the industry to still include or use variable aperture. This is an f1.4 to f4 stop wide angle lens, essentially meaning that you can increase or decrease the bokeh on any of your photos. The good thing with this 50 megapixel lens and the high quality sensor, you're already getting natural bokeh from normal shots. So for me personally, I don't adjust the aperture too much, but for those that don't know, the more you adjust the aperture, it essentially controls the light in and light out. In terms of the ultra-wide, it is a 40 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and it's Huawei. Huawei are known for doing fantastic photos, videos, lenses, and this has continued over. Ultra-wide angles are probably the least used ones on my phone, to be honest, but again, I'm dropping in some shots here, the typical average dad bedroom shots, all the way from ultra-wide to that max 100 times zoom. You can let me know in the comments what you think. And finally, the 48 megapixel 3.5 times optical zoom lens. I have spoken ad nauseum how I believe the Vivo X200 Pro is the best camera system on any smartphone ever, tied with the Vivo X100 Ultra, of course. Well, after using the Huawei in numerous situations, I have to say this is right up there. Does it beat the Vivo? No. But does it match the Vivo more often than not? Yes. So if you want to see a full camera comparison between these two devices, please let me know in the comments. I love the engagement. I want to know that I'm making videos that you actually want to see. Now, just finishing off the specs dump, we do have to talk about battery and then dig deep on that little software potential issues. So as mentioned, there's 100 watts charging available from the included charger. There is also 50 watts wireless charging on deck with any 50 watts wireless charger. It doesn't have to be Huawei's. And in terms of battery capacity, it's 5,700 milliamp hours. Again, I hate to say it, but like Vivo and the new Honor Magic 7 Pro and the Oppo X8 Pro, long gone are the days where only 5,000 milliamp hours is standard. We've now pushed almost to 6,000 milliamp hours on a flagship camera phone as standard, and I am all for it. So that's kind of like all the specs, the most important specs broken down. Now I do just want to touch on the fact that this is a Huawei in 2024. There has been a lot of rumours about APKs and micro G and everything not working yet. This device is fully up to date and it's on Harmony OS 4.2. Micro G worked actually easier than ever. Obviously I've got the Aurora store for all the apps, but as you've seen already, YouTube Studio, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything. Let me just show you. Yeah, there's WhatsApp, no problems at all. Everything works perfectly on this device. Now I have used the RBS banking app and it worked fine, but I needed to delete it because I've actually got it on too many devices. This is not my daily driver with a SIM card in it all the time. I have used a SIM card for review and I was getting full 5G speeds and a 5G marker. What I didn't do was take a screenshot. Unless my eyes were deceiving me, this gets full 5G with no issues at all. I am in Scotland, I am on Sky Mobile, and I got full speeds. The bands work, there are no issues. Don't believe the US propaganda, folks. Now, in terms of things that don't work, it's your standard affair here. You will not get Android Auto, just like you won't in any other normal Chinese ROM. You will not be able to pair your Wear OS smartwatch. But Huawei make one of the best smartwatches on God's green earth in the Huawei Watch Ultimate, which has close to like 30 days battery life, just insane. And Android Auto is not something I personally use, so I could not give two hoots about it. Now this is just a first impression, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but hopefully this has answered your question. If you want to know how to install micro G, I will leave the link in the description. It takes about 5 minutes in total. Honestly, easy to do. However, as mentioned, James is doing the same processes. I do know that James took all his photos and videos before installing micro G, so he didn't have the benefit of having Google Photos on deck. So we'll see how James has got on transferring all his video and photo files without the benefit of Google Photos. Because folks, once you've taken photos and videos, you cannot then install micro G. You need to do it from a factory reset device. But again, that video is down in the description. So, first impressions. My first impressions of the Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus are extremely positive. The fact that I can use this Huawei device basically as normal in my daily life is fantastic. The fact that it's got cameras that basically match the Vivo X200 Pro is, yeah, again, for me, super important, because that's the first thing. When we all think of a smartphone, when we're buying a smartphone, we've all got our top priorities. For me, it's always camera, and more often than not, the biggest and best zoom. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash like. And again, if you want to see a full comparison, which I'm sure you do, let me know in the comments though, and I will have that out in the next few days. I will also do my full review on this. And of course, Average Dad Tech Store is here, but I also have built up quite a large review unit collection. So here's a little photo of some phones I have for sale. If you are interested, you can always message me on Instagram. And until next time,